What happens when you combine object and array destructuring in JavaScript? Let's break down the challenge and reveal the answer. You start with an object called user. It contains an info property, which itself is an object with two keys, name, set to Leo, and scores, an array holding the numbers 90, 80, and 70. Now look at the destructuring assignment. You're pulling out name directly from info. So, name becomes Leo. Next, you're extracting scores from info, but with array destructuring on the fly. First, grabs the first value from the scores array, which is 90. The rest operator captures everything after that into a new array, rest. So rest ends up as 80, 70. Finally, when you call console.log with name, first, and rest, you get Leo 90, 80, 70. Why is this the output? Because JavaScript destructuring lets you pick values out of objects and arrays in a single, readable line. Nested destructuring, like in this example, lets you reach deep into a structure and easily assign variables where you need them. Mastering these patterns can simplify your code and save you time. And now, you know how and why this one works. Ready for your next challenge? Here's a coding challenge for JavaScript pros. What's the output of this code, and why does it work? We start with a JavaScript object named data that contains an array called items with 3 elements, pen, book, and laptop. Next, we use destructuring, const items, first, rest equals data. This line looks complex, but it's actually quite powerful. Here's the breakdown. First captures the first value in items, which is pen. Rest gathers the remaining elements into a new array, book, laptop. When we log first and rest, the console prints pen, book, laptop. This demonstrates the power of array destructuring with the rest operator. Mastering this pattern helps you write cleaner, more expressive JavaScript. Use destructuring to pull out what you need, gather the rest, and code with confidence. Imagine looking at this line of JavaScript. Const A equals 5, B equals 10 equals 7. What's actually happening behind the scenes? Let's break it down. You're using array destructuring, a powerful ES6 feature. Destructuring lets you unpack values from arrays or objects into individual variables, and you can also set default values for each variable just in case the array element is missing. So in this code, you're assigning A and B from the array 7. The array only contains one value, 7. Here's what happens step by step. First, A looks at the first element in the array. It's 7. Default value of 5 is ignored because an actual value exists. So, O is 7. Next, B wants the second element. But in 7, there is no second value, it's undefined. That's where the default kicks in. JavaScript can't find a value for B, so it assigns the default, 10. Finally, when you log A and B, the output is 7 and 10. The key insight: default values only appear when the array slot is missing or undefined. If there's a value, even if it's falsy, it takes precedence. Simple, right? Master this, and destructuring in JavaScript becomes your secret weapon. Let's dive into a JavaScript destructuring challenge. The code begins with a user object, Liam, living in Berlin. We use destructuring to extract the name property. That's straightforward. Name is assigned directly. Now look closely. We unpack city from the nested info object and define country with a default value inside curly braces. The original object doesn't have a country property. ES6 destructuring assigns the default, Germany. When we log the result, we see Liam, Berlin, Germany. The assignment grabs existing properties and injects defaults seamlessly. Mastering this syntax gives your code flexibility and clarity. Next time you use destructuring, you'll know exactly why defaults work. What happens when you use object destructuring in JavaScript and a property doesn't exist? Let's break down this popular coding challenge. Here's the code. You have an object called user with properties name and age. Next, you use destructuring to pull out the name property and also try to get country. For country, you assign a default value, unknown. Why does this matter? When you destructure an object and request a property that isn't present, in this case, country, JavaScript uses your default value instead. That's the power of default values in destructuring. They fill in missing information automatically. So, when the code runs, name grabs the user's actual name from the object, Maya. But since user doesn't have a country property, the default, unknown, is used. The output, Maya unknown. This small feature can save you from bugs and make your code more reliable. Next time you're working with objects and want sensible fallbacks, use this destructuring trick. Your code will thank you.
Imagine unwrapping a complex gift and discovering exactly what each layer reveals. That's the power of JavaScript destructuring. Let's break down this code, piece by piece. We start with a user object containing a name and detailed info, age, country, and city. Next comes the destructuring assignment. We grab the name directly, then dive deeper into details. Here, country is extracted and the rest operator, the 3 dots, gathers whatever remains inside details, packaging it together as rest. So, what does each variable hold when we reach that console.log? Name is simply Sarah. Country becomes UK. And rest? It's everything else from details, an object with age 28 and city London. That's why the output reads, Sarah UK age, 28 city, London. By nesting destructuring with a REST operator, you target what you want and instantly collect everything else. Now, imagine applying this pattern to extract and reorganize complex data in your own code. It's clear, efficient, and powerful. And now you know exactly why.
Let's decode JavaScript's object destructuring with the REST operator. Here's the code. Const user equals name, Alex, age, 25 country, US, const name, rest equals user, console.log name rest. First, we create an object named user with 3 properties, name, age, and country. Next, we extract name and use the REST operator to collect the remaining properties into REST. After destructuring, name is Alex, while REST contains age, 25 country, US. The output is Alex age, 25 country, US. Why? The destructuring syntax creates 2 bindings, one for name and a new object for the rest. The REST operator always gathers remaining properties into a fresh object. And that's why you see Alex, followed by the object with age and country. This pattern boosts code clarity and power. Imagine you have an array with simple numbers, 1, 2, and 3. It looks like this. Nums equals open bracket, 1, 2, 3, close bracket. Now, you're building a new array using the spread operator. You write more equals open bracket, ... nums, comma, nums, close bracket. What happens here? The spread operator, ... takes each element from the nums array and lays them out one by one. So the first part becomes 1, 2, 3. But here's the twist. After the spread, you add nums again, this time without spreading. That means you're placing the entire array, nums, as a single element at the end. So, what does the new array look like? Inside more, you'll find 1, 2, 3, and then an array, a nested array, holding 1, 2, 3. In the console, you'll see open bracket 1, 2, 3, comma, open bracket 1, 2, 3, close bracket, close bracket. Why? Because spreading unpacks, but adding nums itself puts the whole array inside. That's how you end up with a nested array as the final element. Mastering the spread operator's behavior gives you real power over JavaScript arrays and lets you write code with confidence. Let's break down this JavaScript puzzle step by step. 4 statements, but which runs first and why? First, you see console.log, A. That's a synchronous operation. It runs immediately. Next, set timeout equals console.log, B, 0, schedules, B as a macro task. That won't execute right away. It waits for all synchronous code and microtasks. Then, promise.resolve.then equals console.log, C. Promises create microtasks. Microtasks run after the current stack, but before any macro tasks, so C jumps ahead in line. Now, the final synchronous statement, console.log, D. No delay. It prints right after a time for the event loop. All synchronous code finishes, so we have A and D already printed. Next, microtasks run. That's C. Finally, the macro task Q lets B through. So the complete output is ADCB. And that's the magic behind JavaScript's execution order. Synchronous code first, then microtasks, then macro tasks. Master this, and you'll ace any async scenario. Let's tackle a classic JavaScript coding challenge. What's the output of this code? You start with const equals 1, 2, 3. Then, assign it to B. Next, b.push4. What happens now? Pause and think. What will console.log, A equals B A output? Here's the key. In JavaScript, arrays are assigned by reference, not by value. Both A and B point to the same array in memory. So, pushing 4 on to B actually changes as well. They're just 2 names for the same array. That means a strictly equals B, true. And there is now 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, assigning arrays copies the reference. Any mutation affects both variables. Use this knowledge to write more predictable code.